Top 5 daily ear moves that restore hearing clarity and strengthen your brain. Most people believe there is only one reason hearing fades after 60. The tiny cells deep inside the ear wear out over time, a slow, fixed process. And once it starts, the only option is to wait. That explanation is partly true, but it is far from the full picture. A large part of what seniors experience every day, the muffled sounds, the struggling in noisy rooms, the pressure inside the ears, the exhaustion after a conversation, is not coming from those worn-out cells at all. It is coming from 3 separate problems that almost nobody talks about. Reduced blood flow to the inner ear, fluid pressure and tension building up around it, and a signal line between your ear and your brain that has quietly started to weaken from lack of use. Those 3 problems respond to daily care. 5 moves, less than 90 seconds. Nothing to buy. Just your 2 hands. Let's start with the first move, the warm arrival. Here is something that surprises almost everyone. Your inner ear depends on blood flow the same way your heart and legs do, but with one critical difference. Your inner ear is fed by a single small artery. One artery, with no backup supply and no alternate route. That means even small reductions in circulation, from a cold morning, from sitting still, from tension you have been carrying in your shoulders, can quietly reduce how clearly you hear. Not because anything is broken, because the supply line has narrowed. Cup both hands gently and hold them over your ears. The warmth and light pressure increase local blood flow immediately and signal the nervous system that attention is arriving. Beyond circulation, this move also begins to soften the tension most people carry in the jaw and temples without realizing it. Tension that compounds the problem. Over time, hold for 10 seconds. Breathe slowly. If you notice a gentle warmth building or a soft hum inside the ear, that is your body responding. Do this at the kitchen table every morning, before your coffee, before your phone. 10 seconds. This first move costs nothing and asks almost nothing from you. But it opens the supply line your inner ear depends on. And that is where everything else builds from. Have you ever tried anything like this for your ears? Comment below. I read every single one. Here is the second move, and this one changes how you think about the outer ear entirely. The vagus pull. What nobody tells you is that the outer ear is not just a receiver for sound. The curved outer rim contains branches of one of the most powerful nerves in the body. One that connects directly to your heart, your lungs, your digestive system, and your brain. It runs right through the outer ear, and a gentle pull on that rim stimulates it directly. Your nervous system controls how calmly and how accurately your brain processes sound. When that nerve is understimulated, the processing becomes less precise, making it harder to follow conversations, even when the sound itself is reaching your ear clearly. Research has found that stimulating this nerve reduces inflammation, supports balance, and improves how the brain handles sound in older adults. That is not a small finding. Using your thumb and index finger, take hold of the curved outer rim of each ear. Gently pull outward and slightly upward. Hold 5 seconds, then pull very gently downward. Hold again. That is the full move. 10 seconds total. The outer rim of your ear is not decoration. It is a direct access point to the nervous system that decides how well your brain receives what your ears send. The next move works on something completely different. And it explains that pressure so many people feel inside their ears, especially first thing in the morning. Number 3. Full ear stimulation. That feeling of fullness in the ear, the kind that is worse when you first wake up, is often fluid buildup in the tissue surrounding the ear. It sits there quietly, adding just enough compression to muffle the sounds coming in. It is not a fixed part of aging, it is something you can move. Start just behind the earlobe, where the bony ridge behind your ear meets the jaw. Place 3 fingers there on each side and use slow, gentle circular motions for 10 to 15 seconds. This encourages the fluid surrounding the ear to drain and relieves the pressure that has been quietly narrowing what you hear. Then move immediately to the full surface of the ear itself. Using all 4 fingers, rub the front and back of each ear firmly, but gently, for 10 seconds. The surface of your ear has one of the highest concentrations of nerve endings on the body. Those nerve endings have direct connections to the hearing center in your brain. Rubbing the full surface wakes up those connections, increasing the signal strength before sound even arrives. If one side feels more tender than the other, give it a few extra seconds. That tenderness is telling you something. 2 parts. 1 movement. Behind the ear to clear the pressure. Then the full surface to activate the connections. 20 seconds, and your ear is awake. The next move is the one most people are tempted to skip. Don't. Now, number 4, the neck release. Most people think of neck tension as a comfort problem. But your neck is the supply line to your ears, and what tightens there directly affects what reaches them. The arteries and nerves that carry blood and signals to the inner ear all travel through the neck, surrounded by muscles that tighten from sleep, from sitting, from stress, from years of carrying tension. When those muscles tighten, they gently compress those channels. The reduction is never dramatic. It is slow and quiet, exactly like the hearing change it contributes to. Slowly tilt your head to the right, bringing your right ear toward your right shoulder. Hold 5 seconds, then tilt left. Hold again. Then gently drop your chin toward your chest. Hold 5 more seconds. You will feel this in your neck and shoulders. That pull is the signal that you needed it. And as a second benefit, this move also relieves the morning stiffness and neck pain that many people carry regardless of hearing. The same 15 seconds that protect the supply line to your ears. Release the tension your body has been holding overnight. 3 directions, 15 seconds, every morning. Your ears receive what your neck allows to reach them. And the last move on this list is the one that surprises people most, because it uses something you have done every single day of your life, and probably never once thought of as ear care. The sound activation. Here is something most doctors will not mention in a standard appointment. The signal line between your ear and your brain, the connection that carries what you hear to the part of your brain that makes sense of it, weakens from lack of use, not from damage, from underuse. When hearing becomes harder, That line carries fewer signals, and fewer signals means the connection gradually becomes less sharp, even when the ear itself is still working. This move works that connection directly. Close your mouth, take a slow breath through your nose, and produce a gentle, low hum for about 10 seconds. Let the vibration move through your jaw, your throat, your skull. That vibration reaches the inner ear from the inside and activates the small muscle that controls how your eardrum responds to sound. It also stimulates the signal line between your ear and your brain at the moment when it is most receptive. Research on regular vibration like this shows it helps maintain that connection in older adults. Not restoring what is structurally gone, but preserving and strengthening what is still there. Hum for 10 seconds. Then immediately sit quietly, eyes closed. 15 seconds. No humming, no movement. Just listen. Not for anything specific. Open your awareness to whatever is around you. The hum of a refrigerator, birds outside, your own breath. This is called active listening, and it is used in hearing programs around the world. You are asking the hearing center in your brain to process sound immediately after stimulation, which reinforces the signal line at exactly the right moment. Hum and then listen. 25 seconds total. One important note: if you have been noticing changes in your hearing, conversations that are regularly difficult, ringing in the ears, or one ear that feels noticeably different from the other, please bring that to your doctor. This routine supports the systems around hearing. It is not a replacement for a proper evaluation. The signal line between your ear and your brain stays strong when you use it. This move uses it every single day. Now, let's bring it all together. 5 moves. The warm arrival opens blood flow to the inner ear, the supply line everything depends on. The vagus pull activates the nerve that regulates how your brain processes sound. Full ear stimulation clears fluid pressure and wakes up the nerve connections on the surface of the ear. The neck release keeps the channels in your neck from compressing the blood supply to the inner ear. And the sound activation works the connection between your ear and your brain from the inside. Less than 90 seconds. Small, consistent habits make a real difference over time. Not because it sounds good, because that is how the body actually responds to care. Your body is listening for your attention. It always has been. If this channel has been helpful to you, subscribe and stay close. Every week, we bring you research-backed, practical information about the things that matter most at this stage of life, so you always have something useful to take into your day. We will see you in the next one.